Hi friends, this is Rajesh again. Today I'm going to speak to you something about what's happening around in this new scenario. Now, what is the complete thing? What we are talking about now is, okay, if we see COVID, the lockdown, and what is happening all around the world. So there's a fear, there's some uncertainty that's going on, and in this part of uncertainty, there's something that is also coming up. What's next once the lockdown is out? Most of the jobs gone, most of the industry shut down, there's no money in the market, and a lot of chaos and confusion, right? Sitting at home 21 days and then now next again sitting 19 days is a cumbersome job. So, what do we do in this particular scenario? How do we go ahead? And what are the new inputs that we can take up? What are the new challenges that are going to come up, and the remedies we are going to come up with the remedies that are there. So let's talk about something like what are the changes that are going to come up, what are the roles we are going to play, and what are the options in front of us. So let's be fair enough and let's accept the facts that yes, a lot of people have come in trouble. Now, what's going to happen in the industries, we don't know. What's going to happen with the jobs, we don't know. What is going to happen with the salaries, we don't know. But yes, we know one thing that is certain: we need to work more harder, we need to develop our efforts, and we need to upgrade ourselves. That is what is primary, facially, that's required. And that to do that, how do we go ahead? What are the options left out with us, and the way and planning we can do. So let's talk one by one on the issues that are there. The first and foremost thing that's going to happen now, my dear friends, is key we'll have to work on our own talents, on our own skills, because challenges are going to mount up. Now, as you see, something is going to happen. Now, what is the something that is going to really happen? And what are these new things that are there that are coming up now as the lockdown will be over? Definitely all those people who are there in different countries would either like to come back to their own countries, or they'll be deported back to the countries, because now the world has seen that no one is ready to pick up the medicine or medical charges that are there. Now you saw, like we take up some example, there are around millions of people, Indians, who are there abroad in US, in Australia, and Iran, and all the other places. Suppose these people get sick, which is the country who's going to take up the medical charges for this? Definitely, a problem is there. So these people will be deported back or sent back. The visas will be cancelled. The things will be getting more difficult. So the people who are already there in the country, these people who are coming back to the country, and the new entrants, or the people who have just got educated or they have completed their degrees, they'll be coming in the market. So a challenge will be there, definitely a different kind of challenge will be there. And the other challenge comes to all those people whose factories have been shut down, the jobs have gone, and these all people will also have to revamp themselves. So how do we go with this revamping and everything, and how do we make a mix of all those things and find out some new solutions? So this is what needs to be addressed very urgently, and I invite my friends who have this thought process to be with me, or let us have some discussions that are good, that will be fruitful, and we can decide out something like how do we fight this situation once the lockdowns are over, how to overcome these situations, and definitely when we are going with all these steps that are there, how do we come up with the next challenges? Now, you see the migrations that will be taking place very well. We have seen that what has happened in Delhi, what has happened in Maharashtra, Bombay, what has happened in Gujarat, it's happening in Tamil Nadu, and everyone, all the people who had gone to different states now would like back to go to their own states, their own villages, their hometowns, home places, and work from there, because they have seen a very difficult time. It's something that has happened in this century, and we are witnessing it for the first time, my dear friends. So, how to handle these situations at times will get very difficult. So, all the governments are facing up challenges. Definitely, this is a huge challenge. And no doubt, government will require your help, my help, everyone's help to overcome the situation. So how do we go ahead and combating this situation? Let's work on that. And we have to put our own sincere efforts doing this. So let's one by one get into the process, try and understand what's happening. How do we go ahead with all these scenes and scenarios, and what are the challenges that we need to face, we need to overcome. So we are going to talk on rural economies, we are going to talk on migration, we are going to talk on entrepreneurship, availability of new jobs, what will be the types of jobs that will be popping up, how the earnings will come up, what was going to happen to the home finances, because most of the people will be losing their jobs or their salaries will be brought out to 50%. Definitely more and more challenges are going to come up. All my dear friends who are having that honeymoon mood that was there during their college times have to get serious, have to get equipped with more and more trainings, more and more skill development. Marks is not going to do anything nowadays, these days. It will be only the skills and training part. Whether or not you're able to do work, that's what is important. So get back to your skills, get back to your work. And that is what is very crucial, my dear friends. Let us talk about it. Let us try and understand. There will be problems that will be coming up. Let's address them one by one. We'll address those problems. Yes, let's have a discussion, right? We'll have meetings, we'll have discussions, so that once this lockdown is over, we have a proper execution plan in front of us. We can directly jump into action mode and we can just go in things. My dear friends, the biggest thing and the biggest opportunity of this century has come now. New jobs, new working styles, new techniques, everything is going to come up, right? We have to work from local, from rural to the global level. And we have to make a chain of those things. Countries will have to definitely rethink the dependency pattern, as most of the world was dependent on China's this thing. Definitely now countries have to rethink for their small needs. They need to be dependent on their local resources. So we have to work on the local resource, the global resource. We have to go for the supply chain managements. We have to go for the manufacturing chain managements. We have to go for the transportation chain managements. So a lot of new opportunities will be popping up. New types of jobs will be popping up. New trainings needs to be given, and this has to be done very fast. So let's discuss and find out what are the new ways, new avenues, the new trainings required, so that by the end of the lockdown, we are there with the training schedules, we are there with training modules that are there. We have chalked out the programs and we are giving you a concrete solution for what was happening. Definitely, friends, ek cheese. Or one more thing that's going to be very important. Now we have to fix up the global economy, or the local economy and the rural economy in a different manner. Migrations need to stop. We have to give platforms to people at rural things, so that no more load comes to the cities. Population load, you have seen what's happening, what is the chaos and everything. If we want to stop this, we have to give countryside people more opportunities at their hometowns itself. So supply chain managements and production managements need to be worked out. More trainings need to be given there, and then we have to give them the markets also. So we have to come up with ideas. Now how do these ideas come up? What are my young friends going to do with this? Yes, let's work on that. My dear friends, we need to give replacements. Now what are the replacements? Definitely people are going to get annoyed with one country or the other. That's going to happen, right? If suppose some roles of some countries as conspiracies will come up, definitely those countries will have to face bad times also. So let us work on supply chains. Now, what is needed in the city, if can be supplied from the rural economy, let us train the rural people. Let's invest there as part of micro investment, make them trained, give them Rozgar over there, give them a money, give them profit, share profits, make them business partners, and get the products done and sold in the cities. This is what a simple thing is there. If we can go into textile, yes, we can work with textile. We can go into farming, we can go into farming. We can go into supply chain management, then intermediaries, definitely we can work with. So a lot of things at Grameen level can be done. Training is required. Most of the NGOs will be coming and their role will be more evident in this time. So let's join hands and work with something that is more required now. And let's see what happens, right? So I'm stopping over here. Let's go and try and understand what is the next journey. Thank you for now. And let's come for the next meetings. I'll be inviting you. You invite me. Let us have discussions. Let's go live and try and understand what's happening. Thank you for now.